Okay, here is your Sunday nugget. I hope you don't mind, I'm on the treadmill. I'm going to slow it down so I'm not too out of breath. But I just thought I would just finish my steps and do it at the same time. I'm not going to make it too long, I promise. Let's make this as short and as precise as possible. Today I wanted to share a story or a conversation that I had with a client that I had a couple of days ago. This is someone who I've been training well over, I think it's been 5 or 6 years now. We did have a coaching call in 2021, just to kind of talk specifically for her individual needs, some of the things that she's been going through. So this was sort of a follow-up conversation after several years. She's now later in her perimenopausal journey. I think she's probably smack dab into it or getting into it. So obviously new things are coming up, bigger obstacles, more challenges. So she just wanted sort of a follow-up to make sure she was sort of doing all the things that she should be doing to maximize the results that she's putting in, right? So habits, basically. So this is someone who has been with me for a while. She gets it, right? She knows the importance of eating her protein. So we're talking 1 gram of protein per goal of body weight, right? So if you weigh 160 pounds and your goal eventually is to weigh 135 pounds, your goal every day should be to get 135 grams of protein in each day. The best way to do that, I'm going off tangent already, need to stop that, is to have a couple of scoops of whey or whatever protein powder you prefer in water and drink that, which is 50 grams right there. I eat 2 meals, huge meals a day. And that wouldn't, without my 50 grams of whey supplemented, I wouldn't reach my 130 grams of protein in each day. So she knows that. She's been doing that pretty consistently. I think through conversation, I reminded her of it. I think she could probably be a little bit more consistent with that through the conversation. So that will be something she will obviously continue to improve upon. And the supplementation of the whey, adding some cottage cheese, adding some egg whites to her eggs, you know, so instead of taking, right, like she's really good at eating her eggs in the morning, right? But 2 is still not enough. So what I recommended she do is, you know, instead of cracking 5 eggs, so 5 eggs is 35 grams of protein. That's a lot of eggs. So something I recommended for her, which might also help you, is buy a carton of egg whites. And people go, oh, I hate egg whites. Well, if you crack 2 eggs and pour a little carton, you don't know, like, you don't know there's egg whites in there. You just mix them up, right? So let's not be too picky here. So that was a really good suggestion that I made for her. The other thing that I recommended is spreading her steps out throughout the day, right? So instead of a massive, crazy, I'm killing myself spin class or boxing class or whatever, she wasn't doing this, by the way, but whatever people in their minds think is getting them the results. Instead of doing that and killing themselves, prioritize movement throughout the day as well as standing more than sitting. So she has a lot of these already dialed in because, of course, through being with me for so long, she's learned this stuff. This isn't rocket science. Probably most of you already know all this, and you probably haven't been with me for that long, I imagine. So what are the other things that we can dial into when you're already at a 1%, right? If you're already getting your 3 lifts in a week, you're already incorporating those 8 to 10,000 steps spread out throughout the day, you're already prioritizing your protein. What else can you do to make sure that you're continually pushing into improving, right? So this is someone who is dialed in, so we get a little pickier. So these are the things that I recommended she do. First of all, what she eats first on her plate matters. Sounds ridiculous, but it's true. Your blood sugars, how spiky you allow your blood to go, affects how efficiently you're going to lose unwanted body fat, your energy, and probably the whole weight loss thing is going to be the biggest thing. Plus, obviously, if you continually spike those blood sugars, you're eventually going to be a higher risk for diabetes, which would be horrible. So there's many reasons that we want to really neutralize your blood sugar. The thing that I recommend she do is prioritize eating her proteins and fiber first. Number one, right? So if you put carbohydrate in your body first, or if you have a glass of wine on an empty stomach, there goes your blood sugars. So already you're going to be more hungry, you're going to eat more food, and you will eventually crash, right? You'll get those crashes that we all hate so much. So if you have a plate of food, hopefully it's home cooked food. We're not going out for dinner 4 nights a week, right? We're eating at home most nights, right? Hopefully. We're treating ourselves once a week to a meal out. And if we have work that doesn't allow us to do that, we have to entertain clients or we just have a higher social life, accept the fact that eating out is definitely going to slow your progress. Eating at home, you control what you put in your body. And even if you are thinking that you are selecting healthier options, it is never going to be the same as eating at home. So that requires prepping, planning, and a little investment on your end to make sure your house, your fridge has food. So you either prep more food and bring it with you. I know, and this is what I told her. I have it easy. I'm the first one to admit it. I work upstairs. My kitchen is right there. So I can drink as much water as I possibly want or I need to, because I can get up and go pee whenever I want. Not all of you have that luxury. And the reason why I know that, again, because I train tons of doctors, a lot of nurses, a lot of people just don't have the luxury to take a pee when they need to. So they can't, literally, they cannot drink the amount of water that they should be. So this is an issue. I get it. I have it easy. It's easy for me. But that doesn't mean that it's not impossible for you. It just means that you have to make it a priority on the weekends to well stock your food, well stock your fridge, so that your meals have been prepped and made by you. Okay? Very important. Whole, real foods. Big casseroles, right? I'm going to do another nutrition challenge here, so we can talk more about that. So, order of which to eat your food. Protein, fiber first, carbohydrates last. You're going to feel full. You're going to get the building blocks in your body that are required to build the muscle. You're also going to keep those blood sugars down. So, be very mindful with before you put the carbohydrate, the glass of wine, the biscuit on the bread on the table in your mouth. Don't do it until you put something that's going to neutralize those blood sugars. Coffee in the morning, I like cream, and I like a piece of chocolate. To balance the sugars, I put 2 scoops of whey in water, take a big 10 gulp, 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 gulp. Maybe not 10, maybe that's 6. Scoop of collagen in my coffee with the chocolate. So there's already about 25 grams before I take that first sip of water. The collagen in the coffee is a very easy, doesn't taste like anything, and it's a very effective way to get a little bit of extra protein in first thing in the morning, but please be mindful that these scoops of collagen, although massive, I can't believe that that scoop of collagen is only 10 grams of protein. And we know that 10 grams of protein is not going to contribute to protein synthesis. We need at least 15, I say 20. And so the protein shake, I don't eat first thing in the morning, but I know I need at least 30 grams of protein in my body before anything. So the protein shake for me is the easiest, simplest way to do that. And then I go for my walk, and then after my walk, my workout, if I have a workout that day, that is when I eat my massive meal. 2 eggs in a breakfast is not enough. That's 14 grams of protein. Get a carton of egg whites, splash a quarter cup back in there. If you don't like egg whites, make it scrambled. You don't even know the difference. Or of course, adding cottage cheese. Your protein in the morning is the most important thing that you're going to do to set yourself up for success for the day. The other thing that I mentioned and reminded her of is the walking. Don't eat and then sit. Stand. I don't even care if you go for a walk. I'd love for you to go for a walk. This is an easy time to do it. It doesn't get dark until about 9. The weather is beautiful. And even if it's not wonderful, it's not winter. So take advantage of the lightness, the weather, the lack of layers, and after dinner, go for a walk. But if that's not something that you feel like doing, I get it. Neil doesn't like doing it either. I love it. It's something that I've been thriving on for the last month. I think it's actually been one of the best things that I've done in my daily routine is that evening walk. I don't know what that's going to look like in the winter, but one day at a time, right? So after a meal, don't sit. Stand. Take your time cleaning. Maybe you see the floor needs to be swept. May as well swift a little. Laundry still needs to be put away. That NEAT, your non-exercise activity thermogenesis, is more important than you realize. The more you stand than sit, the more you will see results. Way more important than that hour class you think that you're killing it on, sweating. You can do those. But I promise you, standing, moving more than you're sitting, being active, not exercising, but just putting your body in an upright position more than 1 hour of crazy classes, and then sitting for the rest of the day, you will get more results with that approach. Of course, we are getting 8,000 to 10,000 steps in a day. That is a non-negotiable. Move. Keep moving. Just keep moving, ladies. The other thing that I said is when you eat, right? I believe, and I've said this from the whole 32 years that I've been a trainer, no one needs to be eating after dinner. Now, especially, this is an exception, if you're a nurse or a doctor and you do shifts. Or I think some of you might do shifts and you're not a doctor. But you work in the night. That's different. Evening shifts suck, and if you can get rid of them for your health, you should. And I know that's not an option for most of you, but evening routines or evening shifts that get you out of your circadian rhythm is really tough. So if you can start working towards working during the day, that would be good. And you're like, oh Tish, you're living in a la-la world. Well, I'm just telling you the ideal situation. Shifts are hard. They definitely have a negative impact on your overall health. But we're not going to eat after dinner. In fact, we're going to try to eat dinner at like 4:35. And I've heard the excuses, right? Your kids have this. Hey, ladies, just do it, right? Stop with the excuses. Just do it, okay? Just make dinner, eat dinner. Maybe it means that you're, eating a little bit quicker or not the most ideal situation, but you're just eating. You're gonna get it done. You're gonna figure that out for your schedule so that by 7, most of you are going to bed by 10 hopefully, there's 3 hours. By 7 you're done, right? And You have 3, 4 hours of no food. We're not eating after dinner. You don't need a snack. If you're hungry at 9, means if your meal at night needs to add 2 more grams of protein. Not more portions of food, 2 more grams of protein in your dinner, and you will not feel hungry at 9. And if you're feeling a little peckish at 10, just go to bed, okay? Get up in the morning and refuel then. So that, getting your body into that nice, smooth circadian rhythm of waking up, hungry, eating, when you need to use your body, you need to use your brain, then another good meal during the day when you need to use your body and use your brain, and then at night, after you're finished your evening meal, we're telling the body to do this. So it doesn't need more food for your body to move. It doesn't need more food for your body, your brain. You don't need more food at 10 o'clock at night. This is a habit that you need to break immediately. Immediately. And the last thing I mentioned to her is the movement. I think that was it. Yeah, and obviously finding a supportive doctor, which she is in the process of doing. So I think that was it. If I forget, I'll add more. If you have any questions, any feedback, any suggestions, like why blood sugars are so important, what that does to your body, don't hesitate to ask me on the Facebook page, right? That Facebook page is where we come together to share how we're feeling, right? So please don't be shy. I had a great dinner with Lori, our ambassador in Calgary, when I was there a few weeks ago, and I thanked her for her contributions to the page. This is why I picked her as our ambassador, but we can also help support this page by sharing more about what we are going through, how we're feeling, right? I really want to hear your celebrations. I also really want to hear things that you're struggling with. And us as a community are there to support you. So thank you, Sonia. Actually, she won't see that because she's not on this program right now. But if you are on the Facebook page, Sonia, Mandy's sister, has been through a very hard, difficult year. She has shared some of her experiences on that page. Make sure that you drop in and deliver an encouragement comment for her, because wow, I cried when she told me what had happened to her this year. So she's going to really need a little extra love. Please reach out to her. That community page can be stronger. I believe that. Love to hear from you individually, but let's get on that community page and become a real community. Okay, 18 minutes. I was like, I'll do this one in 10. Nope. Anyways, enjoy the rest of your day. I am back in Calgary in a few weeks to present for Impact Magazine. I would love to get together and do a walk to catch up. Please refer to the Facebook page as well to let me know. Give you 2 options. And we're also going to be doing a live workouts starting in 2 weeks for 4 Saturdays in a row. And of course, you as the signature people will get 50% off of this. And first dibs, because I'll keep it probably at 20 people, just so I can watch and critique and coach. So that's going to be like $12 for you. It's going to be nothing, obviously. But I thought if you pay, maybe you show up. Maybe? Okay. I'm going to pick up my pace here and finish adding some leg stuff for your workout tomorrow. Have an awesome week. Keep pushing and keep dialing it up, ladies. Okay? Keep dialing it up. You deserve it.